Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and today it is the final of Euro 2020. It's been a great tournament, there's been some wonderful games, and it's been excellent to see fans back inside the stadiums. Except for the ones who think it's acceptable to boo a bunch of young lads taking a stand against racial inequality. But regardless, the final is tonight with England taking on Italy at Wembley. Italy are in a major final after missing the previous World Cup, while England are in their first major final since 1966. Did anyone predict that? Someone probably did, but more importantly, did Football Manager predict it? Well, today I'm going to look back at the Euro 2020 simulation I did on Football Manager 2021 and see just how accurate it was. But first things first, I had bloody Ansu Fati in the thumbnail for that video. The poor lad wasn't even in the Spain squad. What a tit, not Fatty me. Anyway, let's do it. This is how many things Football Manager got right about Euro 2020. Right, let's whiz through the group stages. We'll go from Group A to Group F because alphabetical order and all that. We'll see how many teams Football Manager 2021 got right. We'll see whether they got them in the right position and see whether they got the qualifiers right. I mean, you see here Italy, they came coming second in Group A. Yes, they came first, but they did qualify, so we'll give them that. So from Group A, they got no positions right at all. They had Switzerland, who nearly made it to the semi-finals of the competition, beaten by Spain on penalties. They came top of the group on Football Manager, whereas in reality, they actually came third. They were one of the best placed third teams, but it was Wales here who came rock bottom. Wales were a surprise package at Euro 2020. They did better than I think anyone would have expected. FM included, who had them rock bottom. Turkey, they went through as the third best placed team, and they actually made it all the way to the semis on this simulation. So Football Manager as well thought they were the dark horses, but as we all know, that was a load of bollocks. So after one group, FM have got no positions right, but they've got two qualifiers right, and we will move on to Group B. Group B, they almost got absolutely perfect. They got all four positions right. Belgium coming top of the group, winning every game. Denmark, they came second. Finland third, Russia fourth. This group was spot on. The only difference was that Denmark, Finland and Russia, I think they all got 3 points. Here Denmark went through with 6 points. But that's one that Football Manager got absolutely perfect. I think I got it perfect as well in my predictions, so maybe that was quite an easy group to predict. Group C, less easy. They had North Macedonia going through. I mean, North Macedonia were quite fun to watch. The lowest ranked team at the tournament, but you know what it is, they didn't disgrace themselves. Sure, they came bottom, but that doesn't matter. As for Football Manager, they got Holland coming top, absolutely spot on, and they got Ukraine coming third, spot on as well. But they didn't think Ukraine would make it through as one of the third best placed teams, which they did, eventually getting beat by England in the quarterfinals. They've had a brilliant tournament. Austria coming rock bottom on Football Manager. They came second and narrowly were knocked out by Italy. So in Group C, they got two positions right, but only one qualifier. On to Group D, England's group, and it's another one that Football Manager very nearly got right. They got all three qualifiers right. The only thing they got wrong was England and Croatia. England actually came top, whereas Croatia came second. Despite a slow start of the tournament, they beat Scotland on the final day to finish second, setting up a tie with, was it Spain? Got beat 5-3. One of the best games of the tournament. But that group, spot on. The only issue is Scotland coming rock bottom. They did come rock bottom, but even here they had them doing better than they did in reality. Football Manager thought Scotland would get 3 points, and they only got 1. It was a disappointing tournament for the Scots, but at least they made it. Well done to them. Next we've got Group A, and I think I got it completely wrong in my predictions, and so have Football Manager. Poland on Football Manager came top. In reality, they came rock bottom. It was Sweden who topped the group, Spain in second and Slovakia in third, meaning Football Manager got this group completely wrong. But despite that, they still got Sweden and Spain right as qualifiers, so they got 2 right there. On to Group F, the group of death, and Christ, this one was wrong. The only thing they got right here was Portugal coming third. Germany went through, obviously they went through as second, so they got 2 qualifiers right and only 1 position right. They had France coming rock bottom, and Hungary, little plucky Hungary, coming second. I mean, Hungary, to their credit, had a brilliant tournament despite finishing bottom of Group F. And France, they were humiliated in the second round. I mean, to be honest, this probably would have been a better way to get eliminated, particularly for Kylian Mbappe, who never would have had the appalling moment of missing the penalty that knocked France out. But from the group stages, Football Manager got 11 out of 24 positions right, so they're just shy of a half, and they got 12 out of the 16 qualifiers right, so 75%, it's not bad. Sadly, this is kind of where things really started to unravel. We'll go into the second round, and one of the things they got absolutely spot on was Switzerland knocking out one of the tournament favourites on penalties. But it wasn't France, because they were obviously already knocked out. It was Portugal who they beat on spot kicks to put them through to the quarter-finals. One of the big shocks on Football Manager was Italy getting beat in the second round. The finalists, in reality, didn't even make it past the second round. We'll have a look at the quarter-finals now. The only teams that Football Manager got right were Switzerland making it into the final 8, Belgium, England, and that was literally it. They only got 3 teams right, and by the time we were in the semi-finals, there wasn't a single team that was correct. Belgium, they got knocked out in the quarters. Croatia, they were beaten in the second round. Turkey didn't even make it past the group stages, and Holland were beaten in the second round by the Czech Republic. FM predicted a final of Belgium and Holland, 2 teams that sadly didn't get anywhere near the final. Belgium on the tough side of the draw, beaten by eventual finalist Italy. As for Holland, Holland had it. They should really been in the semi-finals. With the way the draw was set up, it looked all set to be a semi-final of Holland versus either England or Germany. But in the end, it was England versus Denmark. So in terms of the overall tournament, turns out Football Manager got this one quite wrong. I mean, at least in my predictions. Did I get anything right at all? I think my actual predictions video, I had a France and Germany final, which didn't work because both teams got knocked out of the second round. And then I think on my second shot at the predictions after the group stage, I did have England in the final, so at least I got one right, which is better than Football Manager, but I suppose at least I did have a second crack at it. Let's have a look at some of the stats, and sadly for Romelu Lukaku, he isn't going to be winning the Golden Boot like he did on Football Manager. Here he scored 8 goals, a remarkable tally, but sadly he isn't top of the pops in reality. At the minute it's Cristiano Ronaldo who'll be winning the Golden Boot, but Harry Kane's still got a chance, Raheem Sterling's got a chance. Here, Football Manager predicted Raheem Sterling to score 4 goals at the Euros. He's currently on 3, he's had an exceptional tournament, probably England's best player, and he got 4 goals according to Football Manager. If he gets one in the final, that would be an absolute dream. Harry Kane here getting 3, so he's already bettered that tally. One of the interesting things from the goal scorers charts is Ollie McBurnie here. Ollie McBurnie scoring 2 goals for Scotland. In reality, Ollie McBurnie wasn't in the Scotland squad, and Scotland only scored once at Euro 2020. Elsewhere in the stats, the Golden Glove on Football Manager went to Simon Mignolet. I mean, why on earth was Simon Mignolet the Belgium number 1? He played... That can't be right. He can't have got a clean sheet for a substitute appearance. That doesn't make sense. How can he have had 3 appearances, 3 clean sheets and conceded 1? Someone tell me in the comments how that makes sense, because to me that doesn't add up. In reality, it's Jordan Pickford who's going to be winning the Golden Glove. No matter what happens on Sunday, we could get beat 10-0 off the Italians and Jordan Pickford would still be getting the Golden Glove ahead of Donnarumma, which kind of seems a little bit unfair, but that hasn't happened. Who knows what will happen in tonight's final. Jordan Pickford's had a great tournament if you ignore the semi-final. We'll have a look at the average ratings before we wrap things up. And Harry Kane was the best player at the tournament on Football Manager. Has he been that in reality? No, he's grown into the tournament, he's got better. I mean, he was alright against the Czech Republic, against Germany, he was okay, got himself a goal. He came to life against Ukraine, and I thought he led the line brilliantly against Denmark. Sure, he missed that penalty, it was an awful penalty. Is he the best player at the tournament though? Absolutely not. Raheem Sterling down in 4th, I think he's a contender here, probably should be higher in reality. But some of the players who've had excellent tournaments, your likes of Jorginho, John Stones, Pedri, Chiellini, nowhere to be seen at the top of the charts here. I mean, you've got Calvin Stengs. I don't even think he was in the Dutch squad. So it turns out that Football Manager didn't get a lot right about Euro 2020. They only got 11 out of 24 positions right. They only got 12 of the qualified teams going into the second round correct. And after that, it was a little bit of a shambles. They predicted a final of Belgium versus Holland. But instead, it would be England versus Italy. England with the chance to make history and finally lift another major trophy for the first time since 1966. Is football coming home, or will one of the greats of the international game, Italy, be winning the European Championships? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Am I going to give you a prediction? Oh, I don't want to jinx it. 1-0 England. Oh, I'm not confident with that prediction. But there we have it. Those are the things that Football Manager got right about Euro 2020. Sadly, they were few and far between. We will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.